Welcome back to the new Horror Boys podcast. We got your boys, Bass, me, Paul, and Chile. And today we're going to be diving into Chile.
Best cereals, bro. And let me tell you, CTC, top of my list. I don't care if it's a spoiler or not. It is the best cereal ever. I don't care what you guys have to say because, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, sweet. It's cinnamon. And, bro, it has that nice little crunch to it, man. Like, if it doesn't get, you have to eat it kind of quick. It gets kind of soggy after a few minutes, so you got to eat it fast. Man, every crunchy bite is worth it.
First of all, the best cereal is Crunch Berries.
Nah,
And second of all, we're
tear your
talking
mouth
about
open.
serial killers you've never heard of.
I have that script too. Okay.
That's good.
I'll lead us off.
You want to lead it off, Chile?
Of course I will.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, in Russia, Moscow, Russia, a man was born named Alexander Pichukin, I believe. I can't. I'm not that great at my Russian. So he was born April 9th, 1974, and this man was known as the Chessboard Killer. And he got his first kill 23 years after Brian Adams got his first real six string. Well, man, it was the summer of 92 when he got his first kill compared to the summer of 69. I'm just saying, that's a 23-year difference. All right. So let's rewind a little bit about Pichushkin. So this guy was, when he was like 4, he suffered a freak accident on a swing. He hit his frontal lobe, and this may have been what caused his violent outburst in a sense, or didn't restrict violent outburst. So when you damage your frontal lobe, your aggression goes up and your impulsivity goes up. So that may have been why he ended up becoming a serial killer. So I'm gonna get into it a little bit. He was bullied as a kid because after his injury, he had he went to like a school for disabled kids, and the other kids, most kids aren't really nice. They could call him the R word. And made fun of his disabilities. He overcame those disabilities and learned to play chess with help from his grandpa. You guys have any questions about what I've said so far?
No.
Nah.
Let's hear about the killing.
All right. So we go back to July 20.
Unaliving.
Yeah,
Right.
unaliving. Whatever you say.
I bet.
So July 27th, 1992, he strangled his friend because they were in on a plan to kill 64 people. And you're going to be wondering, why 64? Why is it important? How many squares on a chessboard? You got A through H times 1 through 8. So 8 and H, they're both 8, so that's 64. He wanted to kill one person for each square on a chessboard, which I don't know if that's like an OCD thing or what's going on with that, but
Damn.
yeah, it's a very
I'm obsessed with the number 8.
Yeah, but have you ever been like, I'm going to kill 8 people, or I'm going to kill 8 times 8, 64 people, or I'm going to kill 88 people or something like that?
No.
Okay. That's because you just like the number 8. You're not weirdly obsessed with murder, because this guy has a quote that like murderers love, which is a really weird thing, and that's like what he was quoted saying after he killed his friend, that murderers love.
Was this like a good friend of his?
I assume so. I mean, he
Kinda
let him
like-
on his
like
little
us
murder
three?
plot. Well, I mean, you never let me in on any of your murder plans, so.
Mm.
Hmm.
Hey, let us know down in the comments who's likely to kill who out of the 3 of us. Shit.
It's definitely Chile.
No.
Nah, I'd say
No.
Base.
Maybe in a drunken rage.
Yeah. Because Base has that crazy strength sometimes when he's been having a little one too many. I can see him picking up a rock and giving a nice little conking in the head.
CONKING.
A little conking.
Okay. Most likely to die, most likely to kill, most likely to not know what the fuck just happened.
Yep.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Paul, what happened? Did a rock just fall from the sky and just conk him in the head? Oh, Paul, we're gonna get you to the hospital, bro. Then the conking to the head isn't very likely to end well. So,
Chile, you would be the guy most likely to cover up a murder, bro.
all right, base.
You think too much, man.
All right, base. I know how we're gonna get you out of jail. We just won't tell anybody. Not Victoria. We didn't see him. He didn't come through today.
It's CONKING time.
It's conking. Oh, wow.
Anyways,
Okay.
so I think we left off at the chessboard part.
Yeah. So Yeah, 64 squares and whatnot. And so, his friend's body was never found, but he was the last one seen. So he was, so he got away with it, even though he was the last one seen with his friend and all that. But so May 17th, 2001, he was seen playing chess with this old man. Because he spent his time playing chess. He learned it from his grandpa, which I believe in the old saying that it's very important to learn how to play chess, because that's a smart thing to be able to do. But it's a wasted life if you get really good at chess, because that just means you had nothing better else to do.
Yeah, that game goes deep.
Yeah, yeah.
Deep enough to where I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna pursue this anymore. I'm not gonna try to be good at chess.
Yeah.
Like, I could play against a basic opponent, but dude, you gotta think 17, 20, fucking whatever steps ahead of everything you do if you really want to be like a master at it.
Well, yeah.
And you got to do it fast.
Yeah, you have to be smart, and you have to have a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where it's at. The
it's not
practice.
Worth it.
Yeah. So being really good at chess, wasted life unless you're getting paid for it.
And you're most likely a psychopath if you're really good at chess, or your life's boring.
Dude,
Damn.
are you trying to get us killed by Carl Magnuson or whatever his name is?
Carl Magnuson is probably a serial killer to light up his life.
Jesus. That was deep.
Just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. I hardly know
Deeper
the
than
guy.
your dad and my mom.
Oh. Damn.
Wait, they did it?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just finding out about this.
Come here. Hug me, brother.
Hug me, brother.
I love Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh. Shout out.
All right, so he was May 17th. He was seen playing chess with this old man, and after the game, he invited the old man to go to his dog's grave, which is a very secluded area in Pizza Park, which is another one of his names, the Pizza Park Killer.
Pizza Park?
Pizza Park.
Pizza.
Yeah, it might be Russian for pizza. I don't know what Russian pizza would taste like. I assume it has some kind of cheese and potato.
It's vodka sauce.
Yeah, vodka sauce
And
instead of
vodka
marinara. Yeah, so he pulls out the vodka and they cheers to the dog, and then he conks the old man on the head with a bottle of vodka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Dude, that is the most wretched thing I ever heard. This guy just committed it. Is this his first murder?
this is after he killed his friend.
Oh, his friend
Yeah,
was. That's
yeah.
right.
So
Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm a little.
No, you're good. You're
I
good.
don't-
Yeah, so it's pretty bad. So yeah, that was kind of his MO. So he conked his victims in the head, and depending on how much he conked them, he would either put sticks in their brain, their heads, or he'd put the bottle of vodka, depending on how badly he conked them.
Yeah.
And this is
Oh,
still
wow.
pretty. This is like 9 years after his first murder. Oh, almost 9 years. It's pretty crazy. As Alex got a little more ballsy, he ended up hunting near his apartment. Basically, that's what I call it, because Dexter, like they have like their hunting grounds. He went from Pizza Park to like other places.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So he would bash people's skulls in with hammers or bottles, and then he put a bottle of vodka in their heads, bro. Like dude. That's like that's a pretty bad cavity to put into someone's skull.
Put
like
the
basically-
bottom part of the
Right.
bottle in their head.
I would assume so. I didn't look at the photos. I might look for someone.
Conk it in.
The word of the day is conk.
All right, it's not funny.
This is
Respect the victims.
If you watch the whole thing,
he
put
conked them in.
put conk in the comments, and if you really watch it, then you're gonna hear the real word.
Bashed.
Yeah, sea bash.
She bash. That's me.
All right, so the way he got caught was he had this coworker named Marina, and he offered to take her to a walk, and she wrote her son a note telling her who she was with, Alex Pichushkin, and his phone number, and so they went for a walk. Don't know what they talked about. And she had a metro ticket. So after she went missing and they found her body, she got conked like the rest of them.
Damn it. Didn't mean to laugh at that.
All right, so after they find her body, after the conking and all that, they found a metro ticket. They used surveillance video, and that's how they caught him. He was with her like a few hours before her murder. CONKING. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it PG for, YouTube. Yeah, that's how they got him. So they arrested him October 27th, I think it was. Oh yes, right here. October 27th, he was convicted of 49 murders and 3 attempts. And you know what this guy says in court? He says add 11 more to that. So he had 60 kills and 3 attempts. Dude almost got to the 64.
He said that in the court.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, so he went to prison for life, which good. Justice prevailed. And he spent 15 years in solitary confinement for the first part of his imprisonment.
Your brain's got to be gone at that point. 15 years alone, other than the guards giving you food.
So I mean, that guy was probably already crazy to begin with. So I'm not sure how a crazy person, is affected by that.
Loneliness is loneliness.
That's true. Yeah, but that's like the worst thing you can do to somebody. Take away all the people.
We're social creatures.
Yeah, we are. Always have been. Always will be. Yeah. I was gonna talk about the little mouse park where they give them, I'll say snow, and it showed that if the mouse has things to do like a little recreational area, they will use the snow recreationally instead of becoming addicted. I thought that was a pretty cool thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
mice like snow.
Yeah, they love snow. Not to be,
powdered courage.
yeah.
Is that usable? Can we use that?
We'll call it Pepsi dust. All right, so who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go next.
Sounds good.
So mine, well, okay, so the topic is right. It's serial killers you don't know. And I'm sure a lot of true crime buffs do know this one, but when you think about serial killers and you think about pop culture, who are the first 3?
Dahmer,
Richard Ramirez,
Gacy.
Dahmer, Ted Bundy,
Dahmer, Gacy, Bundy, Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
Well, there's a serial killer. Maybe his murders weren't as horrific, but this guy admitted to over 93, or I believe 93 he admitted to once he was in captivation.
See, and all right, compared to other people, that's a lot, right?
It's a ton.
Compared
that's
to
a lot.
compared to other
Yeah.
serial killers.
Dude, I was
Right.
impressed by 60. I'm all dude, that is crazy. How to get away with it for so long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So out of the 93, they confirmed 60 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That there was a body unidentified at that spot and that year. And his story's all lined up.
Jesus.
So who I'm talking about today is Samuel Little. Who's heard of him?
Him.
Briefly.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
and he wasn't a flashy, he didn't have a weird, I mean, I guess he did have a kink, I guess, but this guy, so he was born, I want to say, in Georgia, and he grew up mainly with his grandmother, so you could tell, obviously, usually they have a broken home, probably a lot of other issues. I didn't really delve too deep into that, but yeah, this, he just had a troubled childhood. He would get in a lot of fights and, committing petty little crimes, He ended up dropping out of high school and just kind of became a drifter. Probably, bought a car or whatever and just decided, I'm just going to move town to town. And he kind of funded himself through theft and fraud. And I don't really know too much about his personality, but you can kind of get the vibe from his interviews that he was probably very charismatic, like most of them are.
Yeah.
Good talker. And he started basically going town to town and, trying to get his way by, and he just killed. A lot of his victims were repressed kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? People, I guess. I don't know. He'd go after sex workers, black women, trans, hippies who were on the whole cliche.
He went for the most vulnerable of us. Yeah.
Don't hitchhike kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And that's probably why he got away with his crimes for so long.
That makes sense.
He had run-ins in the law for little things, right? But they never. This is the controversy. Is the people that he was killing and stuff. You could kind of tell that they just wrote him off, and that he knew how to target those kind of people. So ultimately, he was he would give somebody a ride or convince them to come for a ride with him, or go out and have fun with them, and then be like, "Oh, where are you going? Oh, okay, drop me off over here." and he kept his murders very plain. He only like really strangled people, so there was no blood evidence ever. There was no like gunshots. Usually, always through strangulation.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this Samuel Little the same guy that can draw his victims from memory?
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to end with that. So yeah, I mean, he has murders all over the country. He even has one here in Vegas. I think it was said she was like a 40-year-old-ish, very slim, black woman, sex worker.
Oh, out in Vegas.
And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was off of, if I remember the streets correctly, Owens and Jackson. So it's probably up there in like Northtown.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now, he said it was like a very like a major black neighborhood. And that's what he targeted because he knew that this guy he played the long game, man. He just
also.
You know what I mean?
Does it help to if you explain what his ethnicity was too?
Oh, he was a black man.
He was a black man. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so he just lived his life going town to town, you know, and eventually what really caught him up was in 2012, he had like I want to say a drug charge or something like that. But once they brought him in and stuff, you know, that's all they had on him, but they took his DNA. And they had some DNA from him, like fingerprints and stuff from all these unsolved cases, and they finally were able to tie back the information to him. I think it was for 3 victims. And
wow.
yeah, so other than that, I'm not really sure exactly where it went, but eventually he just kind of opened up and committed to, like I said, 93 murders. And that was the scariest part about him, like you were saying earlier. This dude remembered almost every single one to a T. He knew how old they were, you know, what they were doing, where he was, what year it was. And it was really weird. This is just like a calculated man. Like, and then, you know, how often do you see like a guy that kind of gives you a weird vibe, but he just, you know, he's nice, you know, like
yeah, they said he was charming.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. This guy was just out every city, you know. I guess it looked like he stayed around like the lower half of the United States, like, you know, Louisiana, Georgia. I think he ended up getting caught in Kentucky, where he also had, you know, charges there, and but yeah, man, it's kind of this dude's like the most prolific serial killer in history, and hardly anybody knows him, unless you kind of study this stuff. But yeah,
it's pretty insane though.
Yeah, he's probably the good reason why they say don't ever hitchhike or pick up a hitchhiker or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude was a drifter, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I missed it, but what was his name? What was he dubbed? I don't know if you mentioned that or if he even had one.
Had a serial killer name.
They always do.
Look it up, Jalen. Did Samuel Killer have a nickname? Or Samuel
Little.
Did I say Samuel Killer?
Yeah, Samuel Killer, you said.
Prior to this.
Hey, was I wrong?
Oh, I still got
Was
Samuel Killer.
Samuel Killer.
All right. Samuel Little.
The Interstate Butcher. I don't know.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, he just died in 2020. He's been alive since then.
Oh, wow.
The interviews that I looked up were they were done through the FBI, posted to the FBI's YouTube page. And I don't know when the dates were, but they posted these in October of 2019. And it's just him. I think it's at least 5 that I saw that it was like Louisiana, Vegas, Kentucky.
And he died in prison?
Yeah. And they didn't have a clear cause on it either.
Okay, so he had 2 nicknames. He was known as Mr. Sam and the Choke and Stroke Killer.
Oh my God, you're making that up.
No, it's on here, bro.
Choke and
Are you
The
serious?
Choke and Stroke Killer.
Wow.
Leave it to Base to pick the most sus named.
Well, I'm confused why did he I'll say J.O. on his victims, or did he like why is it Choke and Stroke? I don't get it.
He probably did. I must have missed out on my
Choke and
I didn't do a lot of
Stroke.
research on it. I have heard of him before.
Yeah, you read the more PG version
Yeah,
because
and
I don't
that's-
remember none of that either.
Well, that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be
Wow.
a PG-13, I guess. Version.
Yeah,
Not
Forgive
rated
me for
R.
asking. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Choke and Stroke Killer. Would you like to
The
add anything
Choke-
else about him, Base?
Huh? No, that's about it now. Choke and stroke.
Choke and stroke.
Choke and stroke.
Not funny. Why are we laughing? All right.
It's a hilarious nickname.
That reminds me
why.
of
The name is pretty funny, but it's why they named him that. It's probably not funny at all.
Not at all.
Before I get into my actual serial killer, I would like to shout out a fake serial killer that I love, and I love this movie, The Greasy Strangler. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah, it's on Prime Video. Should be, or it should be. I haven't checked recently, but it was on there. Great movie.
Okay.
Okay, the choke and stroke. I don't think I could come back after that one, dude. Whoever I got, dude, this isn't as good. It's not as good. All right. The guy I'm talking about today is Charles Sabraj. I'm not 100% sure if I pronounced that correctly. Matter of fact, he was born April 6th, 1944. You were saying that your guy was born in April too, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he's
Don't trust
actually
anyone born in April.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's crazy. He's actually still alive. He's 80 years old right now. He's of Vietnamese descent, but he was raised by his mom, and then he had a new father who was a Frenchman. So he wasn't French, but they do call him a Frenchman. I believe that's
nickname?
because
Or you just
No,
saying they call
no.
him a Frenchman?
they were saying that because he was from Vietnam, but then he went down to like Southeast Asia, where they have this place called the Hippie Trails, or the Hippie Trail, and this is where he started on his murdering spree. I didn't get the exact date of when he started. I wanted to say it's early 70s. I believe it was 1970s, but he was dubbed the Bikini Killer and also the Serpent because his first victim was murdered by a beach and she was in a bikini.
Mhm.
And there are other victims that he has murdered that fit the same description of being, in a bikini somewhere near the ocean. He's also called the Serpent because of how long he evaded being caught.
Yeah.
So, what was it? Yeah, it was in the 70s when he started. What else? Fun little fact about him is that he was, they said that he escaped prison by drugging prison guards,
Oh.
but
With what?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Drugs. But no, he ended up, I guess they ended up finding out that story wasn't true. What they were trying to do, he was in Thailand at the time, and they hated this guy so much that they wanted to extend his years in prison. So they made up that story that he drugged prison guards and escaped, when I guess it never really actually happened. So I thought that was kind of a fun little fact about him. He actually did 19 years of prison in Nepal. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where that's at.
It's by India.
It's by India. Oh, okay. So it makes sense because he was born in Vietnam, but he was half Indian. His original father was half Indian, and then later on the stepdad was French. But okay, so that makes sense that he would be in Nepal. The crazy thing about him is that he's still alive, and he was released on good behavior and old age. He was let go. He was let go because of how old he was. Also, on top of just being a good.
Like a Bill Cosby treatment.
I still think they should keep people locked up even if they're old.
So, I mean, that's pretty much all I know about Charles Sabraj. I didn't mention anything about the victims because it's a rough estimate, but they only said that it was only about 7 people, which isn't a lot, but
It's still a serial killer.
that's what
You've
he's
never heard
still
about.
a serial
Mhm.
killer.
A serial killer.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for my guy.
So he just lives up in the mountains now, and
Actually, he's married. He's been married since 2008, and yeah, he just lives. He lives on his own.
really,
Yeah,
kids?
nobody messes with him. He's not allowed. No children. I don't think. I didn't see anything on that, but he is not allowed in Thailand or Nepal. I think he's back in. He might be either in Vietnam or India, but he's not allowed back for at least 10 years.
10 years.
which is surprising. I mean, he's gonna be 90 by then. Can't really do a whole lot. But
You know what his other nickname was? The Splitting Killer.
what?
Yeah, the Splitting Killer.
Oh, is that real?
Yeah, I just checked it out.
Why was he called the Splitting Killer?
I have no idea, bro. You got to tell me.
Yeah, what were his methods of killing?
It never. Man, I don't know. For some reason, I was looking at it into all this. It never fully explained what he did of how he murdered. So I guarantee it's probably out there. The source that I read on just didn't have like how he killed people, but the Splitting Killer, I don't know. I didn't know. I only thought it was the Bikini Killer and the Serpent.
He split them in half.
I'm looking on the
I'll just make something up.
BBC article right now, and I'm trying to see what I can
Wait,
find.
wait. Man, don't be looking at BBCs right now. We're fucking podcasting.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
What do you have against the British Broadcasting Channel, bro?
Oh, that kind of be okay.
I'm not gonna go through that whole article. I just want something quick and fast. Ooh, Al Jazeera.
Well, while you're figuring that out, I had a question about.
Apparently, he was a con artist, seducer, and robber and murderer. That's quite the rap sheet.
Yeah, apparently it said that he would find victims because he would tell them that he sold precious stones.
Oh,
that would have got me too.
Yeah,
Precious stones, dude.
Precious stones. What are we talking here?
I'm
Emerald
like
and
precious
and amethyst
and rubies
and rubies.
rubies, sapphire, peridot,
Opal.
opal.
nothing's telling me here. I probably got to do a different Google search.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this then: who in your opinion is the most iconic serial killer?
Probably Dahmer or
I wouldn't use the word iconic. I'd probably say notorious.
Notorious is better. Well, no, because they are
Yeah,
icons. And there is
they're
a weird-
icons now.
Not
and I
icons
know,
to us, but when we talk about pop culture, right? Who is out there? Who does everybody know? It's probably Dahmer or Richard Ramirez,
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy for the older generation.
Who was the monster chick? The one that killed truckers.
That I forget her name. Lorraine. No.
I'm drawing a blank on her name.
We literally just said it.
We were just talking about it.
All right. I'm pulling out my phone. I'm not being distracted. I'm looking something up. Because Chile's still trying to figure out how Paul's.
Yeah, don't
guy-
worry about why he's called the Splitting Killer.
So he was also poisoning people, nursing them back to health to gain their trust. Yeah, that's pretty
So he was
crazy.
poisoning people.
Yeah, that's probably why he got the name the Serpent. It's probably
Well,
a
they
double
said-
entendre.
Could be.
He would poison people, and then he would snake him in the back. I
Evade
guess.
and-
Yeah.
Well, they were saying the serpent because of how long he evaded them for.
No, I mean that's pretty crazy how
Like
he
getting
would
caught.
poison people and whatnot.
It's wild.
Okay. So the lady from the movie Monster in 2003, played by
Charlize Theron. Yeah,
Her name was Eileen Warnos.
and I knew that.
We could talk about that.
He also drowned 2 victims. That's how he got the name the Bikini Killer. This guy had quite the rap sheet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I guess he was poisoning people and drowning others. He may have poisoned some and drowned them after. And that's probably how he got them in there. Yeah, that's quite the rap sheet. I guess that's all there is to it.
And it turns out my guy was a little bit more interesting than I thought he was.
Because you see the ones who like brutally murder, those ones get caught pretty quick. But the ones who just do strangulations,
Well, I mean,
and
my guy was pretty smart.
poisonings.
He would bludgeon them in the back of the head, so the blood wouldn't spill out on them. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
How did he even know that?
I don't know. He was ahead of his time.
No
So,
pun
I don't know.
intended. Ahead of his time. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, how about this? Who would you say is the most popular fake serial killer? Like someone who's made up and
Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter.
Nah, dude. I'll tell you who the number one is. Norman Bates.
Oh yeah,
Norman Bates is number
I
one.
think more people probably know
Wait,
Dexter. than
is that
Norman
American
Bates.
Psycho?
No, Psycho. It's just Psycho.
So if you
American
if you look at the people who
Psycho
grew up
is
watching
Christian Bale.
Psycho, and you look at the people who've probably seen Dexter, And television is more available. I think Dexter would definitely take up.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not, dude.
Oh, no.
Psycho has been done so many different times by so many. Dude, Vince Vaughn played Norman Bates in a Psycho movie.
Did he?
Yeah. And he nailed it. He did great.
I've never seen him. I've seen Dexter.
I'm telling you, there's like 3 different versions of Psycho like throughout the decades, bro. Because when did the first one come out? It was all black and white. I don't know,
Yeah.
70s, somewhere in the 70s maybe. And then you got the one that Vince Vaughn did, and that was in like Jesus.
There's a new show about it too, but I still think I will still stand on it that more people know who Dexter is, the serial killer, versus who Norman Bates is. The
All right,
serial
look up.
killer.
who is the-
1960 was Psycho.
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
if you take somebody who's like 60, 70 years old, and then you put him up against a 20-year-old, and you ask them, who do you know, Dexter or Norman Bates? Okay, the 60 or 70-year-old might know who Norman Bates is. But
I'm just
if
gonna
you-
say
if you
more
think the
people
route
know
out of the
Norman
more
Bates.
population, when I think Dexter is a little more popular
Guys.
in pop culture.
So according to this, top people are going to be Patrick Bateman, which is Christian Bale in American Psycho, Hannibal Lecter, Dexter Morgan, Ghostface, John Doe, Joker, Norman Bates.
Joker.
Oh, he is a serial killer.
Joker.
Yeah,
Who's the first one?
Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, I
from
agree.
American Psycho.
Joker's not really a serial killer.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
maybe in the comic
just
book
a
sense, but
well,
he's not
because-
known like that.
Isn't the term serial killer meaning they murder in the same way each time?
No, they
no,
just
no.
commit multiple
Yeah.
serial killers.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
usually
multiple
they had
serial.
a
No, they could
They
commit
eat
multiple
multiple
killings.
Yeah.
bowls of cereal. Yeah.
Yeah, think
Eat
about it
multiple.
So a serial killer is a person who waits inside your box of cereal. When you open it up, they just kill you, bro. They just stab you to death. Nah.
Instead of a nice, delicious treat, you're faced with.
No, yeah, serial killer is like they
Patrick
they kill
Bateman is the
multiple people.
most known fake serial
Wow.
killer. Fictional serial killer. Okay, I can see that.
I can.
He's all over
kinda
social
see
media
that,
right
but
now.
well, because of all of his memes, he always has. They have
Yeah.
the pictures
Oh, yeah.
where he's like doing the weird smile, and it's like,
Yeah.
I can't say some of the memes, but yeah, okay. Patrick Bateman. I will say this on American Psycho, there is one character on there that I love.
Who's
His
that?
name is Paul Allen, played by Jared Leto.
Wait, that's
He-
Jared Leto.
That's Jared Leto, dude. Paul Allen.
How old is he?
Jared Leto? I don't know, but that motherfucker barely ages, dude. He's like Ant-Man. What's his
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Dude, of course. All the Pauls, they age gracefully.
He is 53 years old.
Jared Leto?
Wow.
You wouldn't even know.
Guy looks 20.
Yeah.
He's a vampire.
Morbius sucked.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Is that it? No.
You said Mobius?
Morbius or
Morbius. It's
Morbius.
Morbius. I didn't watch it.
Sucked.
I did not want to watch that guy do like this weird, creepy
don't
dance.
watch it.
No, yeah. No. Oh, well, dude, I also didn't want to watch it because he was horrible as Joker.
Oh, and the Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
I didn't watch
And then
that
he
one.
redeemed himself a little bit in the Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League or whichever one it was, but he had long hair and he played a more like serious kind of Joker. It was
I
a
don't
little
remember
better.
that either.
Hmm.
He was left out of the second one completely. The second Suicide Squad.
Well, the second Suicide Squad just has Harley Quinn, Amanda Wallace, and then just the commander, the guy that like runs the Suicide Squad. They were the only same characters. Everyone else was new,
yeah.
which I heard was a lot better, but I never watched it.
Oh, that was actually good. I don't like superhero movies that much.
I think I saw that one. Is that the one where they go to the beach to start off with, like on the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
With Pete Robinson and the Weasel.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I saw that one. That one was really
Dude, the
good.
Weasel was funny.
Yeah, hilarious. One of my favorite things, bro, is there's a part in the. Are you gonna watch it?
Oh, and Peacemaker.
It
of course,
don't matter.
Peacemaker.
Oh, Peacemaker's awesome.
Yeah,
But he had his own television series too.
that was awesome too.
That was
Did you watch
pretty
it?
good.
Oh,
I didn't watch all of it.
Well, if you like that, then you would like the new Suicide Squad.
Right.
I think there's a new one coming out again.
Another one. I'll
Yeah.
probably
Oh, wow.
rewatch too. It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite piece is where they want to rescue Harley Quinn, And she had already broken out.
She had already broken out. She
Oh,
goes,
yeah,
you
that
want
was
me
a
to go
good
back
scene.
in there?
Yeah, I fucking love that part, dude.
All right, in 3, 2. What are we doing here, guys? What the? We're here to save
Yeah, we
you.
came here to rescue you.
Let's see that, please.
Sal.
Sal.
Yeah, I love that. Well, that'll end the show for today. If you watch the whole thing in the comments, put Sal. S-A-L. Sal.
And Chile will send you a free PS5.
And Base would fund you a new PS5 or something. I don't know.
Wait, I thought the word of the day was conk.
No, that was the fake word of the day.
Oh. That's right. You did say that.
Yeah.
You got to
said
throw them off.
Stay tuned to the
We
end.
got to weed them out.
Yeah.
So they only watch the first 5 minutes and they say conk. They would be mad.
Yeah. Well,
All right, we're not really gonna buy you a
Sign
PS5,
off.
but we'll look up some deals for you. Maybe throw 20 on it or something. Maybe.
Maybe we'll post deals in the comment section. That's the most you're gonna get out of us.
All right, peace out. This is the new horror boys.
New horror boy.
Boys.
Boys.
Later.